Alright, good day everyone and welcome back. So today we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable 2. Well, it's still the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This is just the latter half of the game. So we've probably got roughly 2 hours left and we're going to be doing that today. I did play this yesterday. It was a lot of fun. It was also 2 hours. So yeah, anyways, just before we get into this, shout out to Gaming Chicken Studios. I guess he's the one that suggested this game, and he said that if I stand in the broom closet for a long period of time and stand in the employee lounge for a longer period of time, I can get some special dialogues and endings or something like that. So we're gonna try that out along with trying to complete the game. So yeah, anyways, let's get right into this. Stanley Parable 2. Oh boy, begin the game. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. Bro, this loading screen. And for some reason, whenever I boot up the game, it makes me do like 100 different little sliders. I don't know how to describe it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Here we go.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them. And
okay, alright. I've already seen this. The only thing that was really different was these balloons. I just got an achievement for quitting the game and rejoining.
What could it mean?
What the hell?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece. I still don't understand why we decided to decorate this office with those balloons. It's very strange. What? Why is the bucket here?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yep, I did. I have just picked up the bucket. Oh, this door is not open anymore. And we got this.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. Yep, you're right. I did do that.
Still no one was here.
Oh no.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
The bucket is nice and warm.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. I guess the bucket is just a part of the game now. This fella is going to be with me wherever I go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Yeah.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster
What was the
fire,
code?
if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always.
I forget. The bucket.
And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Yes.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
Bro, it's 2845. I keep doing 2485.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yep.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the
bucket knows all?
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yep. Good old bucket. I love the bucket. This is a very good addition. Ooh, Stanley. Look.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Cool.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Alrighty. Well, I have it now. Well, I guess I gotta go down the elevator again. I feel like I've been here so much, but I've kind of got no choice. Okay, what's gonna happen?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Yep.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
As long as I have the bucket with me, I will be okay. The bucket is my emotional support bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, mind control facility.
Okay, let's go here. Let's just do this. See what the hell happens. Boom.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yep.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I don't know, man. There's something weird about this place. It's almost like it's a mind control facility. I don't know.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Yep, it's okay, Bucket. This is only a mind control facility. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Don't worry.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
It probably is.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Yes.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
I don't know.
He furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Whee! Where does this go?
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the
Stanley.
bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
The good old bucket. My only friend in this terrifying mind control facility.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy
What
or
the
sad
hell?
or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Bro, the bucket can't even speak. Alright, you know what? We're turning it off. We're doing it. Goodbye.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Black.
Was it over?
Yep. It's over.
Yes, they had done it.
Let's go.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
What?
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
That is really weird.
It was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Oh. Why is it not opening?
What? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped?
What the hell?
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Nope.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
No.
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face.
Fuck.
This building did not want the bucket to leave. The facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
The bucket.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad.
Stanley I cannot see.
As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
I'm about to die, aren't I? Oh, yep. What the hell was that, bro? That was a bucket ending. Okay, we're back here. Back in the good old office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What did it mean?
This again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
today?
He had simply missed a memo.
I don't know if I should pick up the bucket again. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Yeah. We're gonna go to the right.
Stanley clutched
We're going to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. how insightful the bucket turned out to be.
The bucket. I might stay in here for a second and see if it'll do anything.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together.
Yep.
First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
True.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home.
I think
here
so.
In the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Yeah, because I don't think buckets really have homes. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
I guess so. Okay, I've been in here for a few minutes. I think that's all the dialogue. Interesting.
But
Very
finally,
interesting.
The bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Alright,
And so
you know
the
what,
two of
sure.
them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I want to go down. I want to go down. I just want to. I'm sorry. I've got to go.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What is this? We care about you, Stanley. Okay, this is different.
See, your friends and I are concerned for
The
you,
line.
Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
What the hell?
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
What is this?
The bucket
Child.
isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
No, I
We
don't.
can make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes,
Whoa.
yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
The car's moving. Wait, but what about the broom closet? Can I go in here? Apparently something happens if I go in here. Gaming Chicken Studios said that if you stand in here for a bit, you'll get something. Some sort of dialogue or ending, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Bro, nothing is happening. I've been in here for so long, what the hell? Okay, broom closet. Maybe I have to sit in there for like 20 minutes. I'm not doing that right now. I'm sorry.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh,
I don't know.
and it played some silly music as well.
Oh no, not this shit. Fire. Okay.
Now this is what the
just
Stanley
ends.
Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great
Whoa.
jokes from the original dialogue?
What the hell?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh, dude, what?
It's
Stanley.
as classic now as it was back then.
That's
Let's
down.
do it, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that,
Oh
you're
my
going to have
gosh.
to give something up.
No. I'm not gonna give up the bucket.
Don't, Stanley. We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This
What is this?
the Bucket Destroyer.
No.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
It's
True,
so
it
over.
also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't
Bro,
you
it's just a
agree?
big machine. Shut up.
Can you guess what the
Okay.
Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you
Destroys
don't need
the
me to
bucket?
spell it out for you.
Okay.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Goodbye, bucket. We've been through a lot of things.
Now
We've been
listen to
through
me.
2 world wars.
It's crucial
Shut
that
up.
you give it the bucket.
I will.
I don't
Okay,
know
fine.
what the
Just
bucket destroyer
here.
will do if it can't
Here.
destroy your bucket.
Here you
Destroying
go.
buckets is all it knows.
Why
That
can't I
is
throw
its
it in here?
singular personality trait.
Why isn't it going
I
in?
can hear you saying, how does a
Come
character
on.
with only one personality trait deserve to join
What?
the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see,
I don't know.
if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer,
Oh, no.
you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so
No.
densely
It's okay. There's got to be a setting. Okay, there's not anything. I don't know. It's just not letting me.
personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about?
I don't know.
Broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of
Broom
merchandise
closet.
the fans will be clamoring for after this.
I don't know.
Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset
Okay.
now. You'll have to hurry and feed
All
it.
right.
We can't back to the classic Stanley Parable
Please.
characters like the Adventure Line or
Give
the
it the
Bucket
bucket.
Destroyer until you
Give it the
crush
bucket.
that damn bucket.
Okay.
Quickly now.
Okay.
The fans are
Go.
waiting. Do it, the fans,
Stanley.
Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and
Oh, and we're dead. Well, damn it. What the? I'm just floating through space.
The Bucket Destroyer.
Oh,
My prized creation.
No.
You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you.
Rip.
All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
rip. The bucket destroyer's gone because I was too sentimental about a bucket. Are you kidding me? No. Well, these are some weird endings today. Oh, the bucket's gone.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Well,
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The
Bucket.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to
Bucket.
melt away as Stanley embraced the
bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I have an idea. I have a wee little idea. We're gonna go down to the mind control room and go left. Oh, how can we find them? Bottom text. Very good presentation. That's 10 out of 10. There will be a reward for finding them all. Lies. Stop kidding yourself. I want them so much. I want to go home. How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? What took pictures of... Oh. Trust the completionist instinct. No. All clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room? Okay. Cool. Dude, there's so many bobbleheads. Collecting is sexy. Beware the false prophet. Beware Joseph Smith. Approximately here? I don't know. Okay. Wait, this is a broom closet. Hold on.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The
Yeah.
broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Okay.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
But it's my bucket.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
Okay.
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your
It'll go
shoulders
right here,
now, but you have to be
perfectly.
strong. This is your bucket.
Okay.
This is your companion and lifelong friend.
But you were just trying to get me to destroy it. And now you're...
We're getting into name
What?
calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it
I guess
has to
so.
resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is
guess.
so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
Good idea.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
I hate you for trying to take my bucket away. This
Okay,
bucket
I've
is
got you something which
literally
I think
me.
will help settle this debate once and for all.
What is it?
Here we go.
Property
There.
of Stanley.
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
Nice.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical
Yeah.
diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
That is a big ass wrench. Well, the broom closet is no longer gonna have my little
All right,
bucket.
I've got a second sticker back here, and
Oh.
I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Okay.
You see?
Bucket
I feel
sticker.
that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
That's so smart.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
Hmm.
There really is a wide variety of
Good idea.
applications for this sticker.
Very good idea, Mr. Kevin. I think that was his name, right?
Coming to it, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's.
I don't know what to do. See, I could go downstairs and do that schizo ending thing, or I could go upstairs. You know, I'll just go down. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what will happen with me in the
Stanley
bucket.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Oh no.
He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Is this going to be the
Because he
same
believed
ending?
Everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
He is.
He looked down at the bucket
Oh,
in his arms.
okay. We got
Am
different
I
dialogue.
crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Probably because it's a
That's
bucket.
strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone
What is this
else's
music,
bucket,
bro?
perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good
the
will
bucket.
come from this.
No.
Who knows what sorts of bizarre
It's gone.
hallucinations Stanley might experience
No.
without the psychologically grounding presence of his
No.
bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Yeah.
And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious.
Oh, this again.
Without my bucket,
Seriously.
I've gone truly mad.
Yeah, what
Where
the
is
hell?
it? I
Where's
must
my
find
bucket?
it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Bucket.
Could
Come
it
on.
truly be? He
Oh,
rushed forward from
there's like
room
a
to room,
billion
passing
buckets
by
here.
one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Yeah.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Behind me?
The real bucket was inside of
What?
him all along. It
No.
was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
And he died. The bucket caused a schizophrenic reaction.
This is the story of a woman.
This
named
again? Bro.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose,
Mariella.
got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
The bucket.
But on this particular
Stanley.
day, her walk was
No.
interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
Give him the bucket.
Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could
Real.
all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything.
The
Heck,
bucket.
yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Wow. She backflipped all the way to work. That's very interesting. The balloons are still
All of
here.
his co-workers were gone.
What the hell?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The bucket. Now it's just more dripped out. Do I take the bucket? I think I will.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
Bucket.
With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Bucket. Me and my bucket till the end. Dude, this bucket, we've been through some shit, like
Stanley
low-key.
touched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. I think we have a couple more endings to do with this. A large room, lots of boxes. Ooh, okay. This is actually useful. I'm gonna take a picture of this. The sixth one, I think that's the bathroom and the executive room, which I'm going up there anyway, so we're gonna check that out. And then the next thing, I think I gotta go right
Coming to
again.
a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs
Yeah.
to the boss's office.
Okay. Let's go look in here. Do we? Yes, we do.
Another miniature Stanley
Beautiful.
figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
I like that.
What about Stanlerines?
Stanlerines.
Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Cool. Okay, cool. So we gotta go to the big storage room to get the next one, I believe. Alright, here we go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
I swear I put in 2845. Oh no, I messed it up. 2845. Yep.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yep.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, that's right. Gotta go here. Okay. Well, gotta go down here. I don't know if there's gonna be any figurines down this way, but we're still gonna try. Okay, let's go.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to go this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Nope. Yep, gonna get crushed.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Not doing it.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Nah, the bucket's with me. I'm safe. I'm perfectly safe. As long as I have the bucket. Whee! Here we go. Oh no. Here we are. And we're gonna die. It's over. I'm gonna try to escape to the menu when I get over to it.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Yep.
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Well, rip. It's over. That's right. This happens.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
Bro.
As Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
No, I'm still alive. Ooh, okay. Stanley Parable.
It was a shame,
Yay.
the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way.
The bucket.
But this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Welcome you to the grand exhibit of the bucket. Wow. Beautiful. So elegant. This place feels like the White House.
How elegant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own. Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
25
Can you see
buckets.
that the bucket is far more noble
That
than
is much
Stanley
more than
will
25.
ever be in his short life?
I don't know. Oh, we have a wood bucket. Inferno bucket from the medieval era. Wasn't there like some war that was started over a bucket in Italy? And like, I don't know, the 13 or 1400s? I think it literally just goes by the War of the Bucket. So, yeah, it makes sense. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. Yeah, I think there's been a couple wars started by a bucket, oddly enough. Cave drawings. Whoa. Dude, there's like some caveman music. Got some Neanderthal type shit.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
But I did.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh, what? Okay, wee. Oh, okay. What the hell? Did I just get in the bucket? Where am I going?
There is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Okay.
Let Stanley. Let him be crushed by the machine.
Okay.
Don't reset the game. Don't
Sure.
give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The
Fine.
bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as
Fine.
commander of a new world, a new vision.
Nope. We're not doing it. We're going to the menu. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's die. Let's do it. Rest in peace. Okay. What the? This is different. Okay. The bucket's still here.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Yep.
He'd never... Stanley clutched
Oh.
the bucket tightly to his chest.
This is
and
very
entered
different.
The door on it. This was not the correct way
I
to
know.
the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It kind of
And
is,
here it
though.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
It's
Was
the
there-
chill spot.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left
Nope.
to go back to the meeting room.
We're going this way. There's a figurine over here.
No,
Said the bucket.
Now.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Look.
Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay. Wait, I can jump down here. There's a vent here, too. No way. We got a figurine. Yay.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines.
What was
And now
it?
I'm torn
Stanley-rines?
Stanley-rines and Figlies. What do you think, Stan? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic
Stanley-rines.
sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Cool. Let's see what's in here. What? And I died. Rip. Sorry, what? Nope. I'm not dead. I don't like the white noise. Kind of creeping me out. What is going on here? Why is there a bunch of old, like, VHS tapes? Okay. Wait. Have we found the narrator? No way. No way.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number, I don't even know. I've lost track.
What?
Nothing feels real anymore.
Yeah.
I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
The bucket is strange. I don't blame you.
Sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling.
That's an addict's dream.
And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
It's the bucket of
Why
all-knowingness.
everything feels so. What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Ooh. There you go.
It's my golden ticket.
Oh
But I
my.
have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back.
Yeah.
Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me.
What? Dude, this is creepy.
What's that?
What?
Who's there?
Oh no. Oh no. Gambarata? What is Gambarata? What the hell are these sounds? Did bro die? Okay. Alright. It's over. That was a really strange ending. And the office is still different. What the hell?
The
Alright.
good old bucket.
The good old
Just
bucket.
stay in the bucket. Stanley clutched
Yep.
the bucket tightly to his chin. This was not
Alright.
the correct way to the
We're
meeting
gonna
room.
go across that
Stanley had
elevator.
felt the bucket
That might
calling
be a
to
good
him,
idea.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yep.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind.
Huh.
The bucket was wrong.
Yep.
Stanley took the door on his left to go
No.
back to the meeting room.
I'm going this way. I'm going
No.
this way.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere
Ow.
else. The cargo lift, yeah. Good.
Wait, what is
said the
over
bucket.
there?
Now ride the lift all the way
What
to
is
the
that?
top. There's something up there I need you to do. He
Wait
did
a
not
second.
question why or how
I'm gonna
this
jump
bucket
down
was
here.
speaking to him.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think
Watch.
about this obvious
This is gonna be
fact.
crazy.
He was firmly convinced that the
Here we
bucket
go.
had spoken to
Whee.
him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Can I go here? No? Okay. Well, I think we may have just discovered a secret area. Danger. Danger everywhere. Yep. That's how it be. 2v1. What? Okay.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Because...
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Yeah.
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about
Bucket
it.
racism in
This
2025.
could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Step in here for a moment.
I don't like this. I don't want to go in. Okay, fine. Fine. I'll go in here. What is this? Oh. What the? This is cool.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some
What?
test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay,
Well,
let's begin.
I'm excited for it. Let's go. Yes.
Is this a bucket?
Actually, that's kind of hard, but I'm gonna make a fat guess and say yes.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, actual bucket.
Oh, that's messed up. Can't do that.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I'm just gonna say yeah. No?
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual
It's
bucket.
still a bucket. Okay, do I need to walk up there and see it? No? Alright.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
That looks like a bucket. Oh, yay.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay, cool. Good. Good. That is not a
Item
bucket.
4. Is this a bucket?
Nope. Not at all.
Correct.
Yay.
This is a tractor and not a bucket.
Dude, the
To be honest,
tractor.
I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was
Yeah.
starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you.
I
Thank you
almost
for not
clicked
making
yes.
me look like an idiot.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
next one.
What now?
Is this
Another
a bucket?
tractor? Are you kidding? No, it's not. It is not.
Incorrect.
What?
This is a bucket.
What are you talking about? It does not have a bucket on it. Ah. Okay.
Item 6.
No.
Is this a bucket?
No. Oh,
Question. Both.
All right.
Gotcha.
well, I'll take it. Half credit.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let
Bro.
me see. It should be around here somewhere.
I'm holding it. Okay. Is this a bucket? Yep. I think so.
Okay. You and I both know there isn't anything here.
There is,
and I
though.
don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we
Okay.
both clearly know that a bucket is something.
I'm sorry.
And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Yeah?
Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No. No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence.
Yeah.
And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Am I a bucket?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from
No.
the game entirely.
No.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
No. I need my bucket. No.
What happened?
It's over.
Is everything gone?
Yeah.
Why did everything disappear? Wait,
You deleted the
was everything
game.
a bucket?
Yes.
Every single thing in the game
Yes.
was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And
Wow.
you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Yep.
Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Or not.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay. What the hell was that ending, bro? I think we lost all the buckets, though. What? Dude, the office is just getting more and more weird.
all of his co-workers were gone.
What?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Bucket.
missed a memo.
Well, we have another bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
No.
And here it was.
It's
Had the
not.
bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket is always
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope. Alright, I'm gonna follow
No.
this.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley
Okay.
did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Right. We're following the bucket. We're gonna go
In
here.
here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
That sounds like
Stanley once
really
again
bad.
obeyed blindly.
But okay. Yep. We're going in the dark room. Oh,
Now
it's
pick
this.
up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay. Phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely
My
and could use
bucket.
a friend.
It's gone.
And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
This is a new house. Damn, it's kind of nice. Bucket. No way. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press Q to take me to work with you. Okay.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Yep. Press P to take me back home with you. Oh man, I'm dying right now. Okay, here we go.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
Nah.
To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I won't. You never will convince me. Jay to go back to work.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Nope.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think.
Yes, it
can't
can.
talk. All it will
It's
ever
real.
truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
It's real.
That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
The bucket is real. Don't listen to the loud man. Press G for us to go back home. Okay.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket.
It's
You know,
night.
once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
I love the bucket. Press M to ignore anyone in your life except for me. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't listen to the bucket, but I feel like I must. Okay. Fine.
It's sad.
Fine,
I
fine.
suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
Yep, I
From
don't.
now on, he's just going to cling
Bucket.
to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Give
It is
this.
shiny.
The bucket does have a nice shine to
Yeah, you gotta admit, it's pretty reflective. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press C to go back home. Okay.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
Bucket.
It's just a little more, what am I trying to say?
Cheap,
Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
I guess.
Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press Q to relive the same day with me over and over. Okay.
Oh my god, what am I saying? Better at
Bucket.
carrying water from room to room. It's a
Bucket.
bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
That's kind of its
Why do I
design.
feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
I don't know. Press T to go home, to work, to home, to work, to home. Okay.
No,
Oh,
I'm having feelings.
okay,
Bucket.
really,
No,
bro?
No. What's
No.
going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to
I don't
say.
like
Do
this.
anything it asks. What's wrong with
Oh,
me? I don't
no.
understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes.
The
bucket can
bucket.
tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket.
No.
Give it to me. Give
No.
me the bucket, Stanley. I need
It's
it.
my bucket.
Give it to me now. Give
Close
it
your
or
eyes.
I'll-
Oh, I think I lost the bucket. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay, sure. What was that ending? What the hell? Okay, We're back. Oh man, I just had to get up and go take some meds. I'm dying right now, man.
Were gone. What could it mean?
Oh
Stanley
no.
decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh, we're
Perhaps
back
he had
here.
simply missed a memo.
No. Oh, the bucket's still here. I honestly don't know if I have any endings left with the bucket. What if I just jump off?
Bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm going
This
right.
was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yep.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket is always
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay. Can I jump off and just die?
No,
Said the bucket.
don't
Whee!
go to the meeting room.
Here we go. 3, 2,
somewhere
1.
else.
Whee!
The cargo.
Yay.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
Wow. How
deeply
poetic.
touching.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go. Let's just
Wait,
do
Stanley
this.
thought to himself.
New
Am I
dialogue.
sure that the orders stopped coming in?
I don't
is
know.
that? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
What is that sound? Is that like rain or fire? I've never noticed that. I think I'm gonna ditch the bucket this time. I don't really think I need it, to be honest.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I don't really know what other endings there are. I feel like I've done everything. Aside from this, somewhere both red and blue, stairs, something to do with stairs. What is something both red and blue? I don't really know what that would be.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What about here? Oh, stairs. Yes. We found
You're
it.
getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler anurines. Very
Figler
soon, you'll collect
anurines.
the first one, and then the first number will equal the second number,
Yay.
and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You
Yep.
can't go back to when you had no Figler anurines. None of us can.
Figler annularines. That's one hell of a name. What does somewhere both red and blue mean, though? I do not understand that one bit. I don't really want to go through here. Should I go back in the elevator? What if that takes me somewhere? I don't know, though. I feel like I've been in here a lot. Let's go down, and then if nothing happens, I'll just reset. W elevator music. Very fire. Oh, yeah. Whee! This elevator takes so long. It doesn't even go anywhere. Come on. Is this thing ever gonna stop? Okay, I'm restarting. Okay, cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The embrace of an old friend.
Yep.
A weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Oh, this is a different hallway. What in the hell?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Should I? Yeah, why not? Okay, somewhere both red and blue. What could that mean? I don't understand. What is all of this? Receive Chris's remains from the warehouse floor? The hell? Well, I guess I'll never really know where the other Stanley figurine is. Oh well. One day.
Stanley, we
No.
must move on from this
Okay,
broom
fine.
closet, because I have no... Coming to a
Fine.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, I'll just check here again. Nothing. Man,
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
I always
stunned
forget what the
to
code
discover
is.
not an
2485?
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley
No.
may have broken down
Shit.
into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his dark...
Okay, no, we need to restart. I honestly don't even know what other
all of his
endings there would
co-workers
be.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, I could go down
The
to
bucket
that
made Stanley
one
want to be a better
trash
man and
compactor.
a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Yeah, I know that the trash compactor, I've never logged out before getting killed.
Stanley clutched the bucket
so I might
tightly
do
to his
that.
chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting
I know.
room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
He's wrong.
And the bucket was wrong.
He's always wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I don't know. Alright, yep, I'll go down here. Or wait, is this the right way? I honestly don't even remember at this point. I've got no idea. Literally everything feels the same now.
Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see,
We're back.
your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans
the hell
want from
do
a
I
sequel.
do?
They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
Damn it.
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh my, not this again. Just stop. Please, I've already gone through here like 3 times.
This is what the Stanley Parable is all about.
Please.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
This again? Bro.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I don't... What do I do?
Don't you
What
get
goes
it?
down this way?
We need to get
Nothing.
rid of them. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
Okay.
This
is
the
not
Bucket Destroyer.
it. We need to begin the game again. You know what? I just thought of
All
something.
of his co-workers were gone.
The elevator.
What did it mean?
Oh, it's
Stanley
different
decided
again.
to go to the
What
meeting
the hell?
room. Perhaps
Anyways,
he had simply missed a
shut
Not
up.
Everyone is so lucky to have a
What if I go
but
up
Stanley is a
on the
very,
elevator?
Very lucky indeed.
Is that possible?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
I don't
to
know.
his chest and entered the door on his left.
I guess we'll find out. Because I have not found the somewhere both red and blue yet. That's not happened.
Coming to a staircase,
Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Go. Go, go, go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the... But
Yes,
Stanley guessed
I got the
correct
code.
by sheer luck.
Let's go. That
it
was
the
actually by
bucket
luck.
all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes.
Yes.
That was
This is certainly the
legitimately
most
luck.
logical explanation.
Okay. Up. Can I go up? No? Really? Oh man. Well, maybe I missed something down here. I don't know.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that
I did
read,
go that way.
Mind Control Facility.
I've already gone through there though. Okay, let's just do this.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Yep.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity
Okay,
to
what if I turn around?
and get back on track.
What if I turn around? Will this do anything? I doubt it, but...
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to
Nope,
live for.
I'm going.
Nope.
Nope.
It's death
Yeah,
for Stanley and the bucket.
we're going back.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I know. I'm well aware. I'm well aware. Whee! Okay. Here we go. Please, let me do something different. That would be wonderful.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
I don't know.
This is what Stanley thought to himself.
I know.
And he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Wait.
Okay.
Stanley thought, am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was
Let's
mistaken.
see. What's here? I heard that you can go through this window. What's gonna be... Oh, alright.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until
Yeah.
he heard this narration and realized
Kinda.
it was part of the game's design all along.
Wow.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure.
This is very
and
interesting.
Its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Very
Why
white.
don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Nice and white, just like me.
I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah. Are you sick of this gag?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time.
I
you
know.
want, like right now.
Okay.
You could have done it just then. Now
Ah.
would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate.
You know, I would
I'm
quit.
enjoying what seems to be an internal
I would
conflict going
quit.
on where you are literally
I am
able to add
ill.
your desires to restart the game.
I'm confused.
So, just to push the envelope, I'm
But
going
I
to try and
won't.
make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Okay. What is this?
There once was a man
What?
named Stanley,
What the
who
hell?
people considered so manly.
Okay, this is kind of
But the
fire.
truth must be told, he was not very old
Hmm.
and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton.
Yeah.
He did it all
True.
day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function.
Yep.
Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible.
True.
And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable.
Yes.
You too will become quite unbearable.
Wow. I'm so touched. I'm being touched by Kevin. Well, beautiful. I guess that's it. That's it. No more. No more. Alright, I'm going back there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Let's see.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Yep.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yep.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he
Come
couldn't
on.
find a trace of his co-workers.
Let me in. There we go. Oh shit. I intended on getting the bucket and then going through.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
Yeah.
He never functioned well by himself. It
Bucket.
takes a lot of humility to carry a
Bucket.
bucket so magnificent.
I love
Stanley
bucket.
checked his ego and then proceeded. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his
Bucket.
co-workers really all be gone?
Bucket. Yes. Let's go.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
Yes.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein. Of sadness and regret,
War of the
and the
bucket,
many years
never
it spent
forget.
dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger. Of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway,
Wow.
meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception.
The music.
This was way too much for Stanley.
This is getting dramatic.
talking about? He
Oh
screamed.
no.
You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
It doesn't even have a
"No,"
brow.
said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time. This is stupid! You are a
Bro, the narrator's going hard.
This is so stupid! Why are we even doing it? As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
What is going on? What? What? What are these sounds?
My God,
No.
Stanley,
No.
you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Oh, you already had all
No.
12 emblems of sages and knew the
It's dead.
incantations to summon their true power.
It's
Otherwise,
dead.
we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power.
This is tragic.
You've demonstrated such
No.
bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go
Why would you do
trifling with
this?
this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Fine, fine. I've killed the bucket. This is
I can't wait to tell
tragic.
this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought.
Oh.
How amusing they'll find
Wait.
it. Oh, won't we all just
Are
laugh
you
and laugh
back?
at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
What the fuck? Bucket. Do I take it? I'll take
Stanley
it.
cradled the
Sure.
bucket in a gentle embrace.
Why not?
Protective, yet delicate.
Even though I
Assertive,
just killed
yet
it.
Compassionate.
We're gonna act like that
Stanley
didn't
clutched the
happen,
bucket
though.
tightly to his chest.
Right.
This was not the correct
Didn't
way to
happen.
the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left
Nope.
to go back to the meeting
We're
room.
going over here.
No,
Nope.
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Dude, that voice.
said
It's
the
so stupid.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
What's down
Stanley did
there?
not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
What would happen
It
if I
should have
let on
ended,
that
of course, because
van?
buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket
Well,
had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly
I don't know.
whatever the bucket asked.
Okay. Let's go.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Yep. I'm gonna go to the phone room again and just not touch it.
Now pick up the phone.
No.
Said the bucket.
Pick
What
up
if I
the
can
phone,
unplug it?
and it will take us back home.
Nope.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you
Oh, it
unplug
worked.
the phone? Were you
Cause
trying to resist the bucket's orders?
Yes.
Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to
Yes,
do
it
things.
is.
Buckets can't talk. It was
They
a
can.
joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny,
No.
Stanley. A talk.
No.
But can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should
I
I
don't
have
know.
paused for longer or spoken quicker? Oh, comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it.
Same.
There isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Okay. All right. Oh,
What
what
is
the hell?
comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long
Wow.
should it last?
This is epic.
How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes.
Let's
dive
learn.
deeper.
Yes.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a
True.
room no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's very
with one of your
specific.
arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree
Bro hit
angle
a
from
Roman
your
salute
body.
there for a second.
These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next,
What?
provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With
Huh?
these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming,
I'm Dunny with the
Dunny
funny."
with the funny now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the
Good.
funny.
This saying is a perfect example of expectations
Yep.
management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how
Data.
rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages
A
long
survey?
and should include the
Okay,
same
what
question
the-
reprinted
over a
several
joke?
times. Just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With
Dude.
these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all.
What is this?
Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invaders who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
That was amazing. What?
Thank goodness this video is a little outdated, isn't
It
it?
is,
Well,
but it
no
was
matter.
kind of cool.
I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the 2 doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery.
Okay.
Come on, let's head back.
Sure. What? Oh, okay, cool. I can actually go back. Does the store work? No? What about here? Oh, never mind. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now?
We'd be fucked.
Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
Bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay, let's go. Let's go through the lounge. I want to go over there, bruh. Why are some of these offices, like, open? Meanwhile, others aren't. What the?
Here we go.
Oh.
You ready?
Yeah.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay, sure.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone.
well-
Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly.
Fuck.
There's no way I can make the comedic
Fuck.
timing work now. It's done.
No.
The joke is completely
Open-
over. It's all
Open
your
it.
fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every
Okay.
one of our meetings from now on.
I'm sorry.
All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Oh.
Here we go. You
Okay,
ready?
yeah.
When Stanley and the
All
bucket
right.
into a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door
Oof.
on the left.
We got a second chance. Let's go. We're fine. We're fine. Why is this pitch black? What the hell? Okay. What?
We're
No.
back at the phone already?
No.
What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this.
Yeah, I had to go
There was
across the
supposed to be a
storage room.
build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room.
Yeah.
What an egregious mistake.
The hell, man?
I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
Yeah, you should
I'm
jump
not
off
even
a
the
bridge
lowliest
in
joke-telling
Minecraft.
whelp. I think I
No,
need to
we're
go
not doing
back
that
and
again.
rewatch
We're not doing that again.
Video again.
No.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my.
No. Okay. What?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much,
What?
it's as though
Huh?
all of your other most prized possessions pale
What?
in comparison. Yes.
Is this actually
Let me try
it?
that again, Stanley.
No.
That you are pale with shame over how
What the
unabashedly
fuck?
in love with a bucket
This is
you
not
are.
it.
No,
Stanley.
still not. Is it the delivery?
Yeah.
Pale with shame. Pale with shame.
Pale.
Pale. What's another word to describe a bucket?
Because it's a pail.
Stanley,
Get it?
This bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes.
Don't worry, Kevin. I feel the same way. My jokes are just as bad.
That's what will make
Except they're bad enough to get you banned.
More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay. What? What just happened? Oh, is it over or is it? It's not? Okay. Well,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to co-workers. He never functioned well by himself.
Bucket.
And constantly needed support and guidance from others.
Oh, I don't
so
want the
thought of
bucket.
Toad was
I don't want the
terrifying
bucket.
to him.
fine.
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Alright, what do I do now? I don't even know. I'm still convinced the elevator has to be something.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go see if it'll work. I don't know if it will, but it has to. And this is here again. What is somewhere both red and blue? I don't know. I do not know. I can't figure it out.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yep. Was it
Stepping into his
2845?
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by
Let's
sheer
go.
luck. Was it the
I know
bucket
the
knew
code
all
now.
along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes.
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay. What if I just spam it? Nope. That's not what I want. What if I go to the main menu and just restart? What if we just do this? Okay.
This is the story.
I know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Goodbye, bucket. Goodbye.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna restart the game. I don't even know what to do right now.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all.
That is true.
He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything.
Yeah.
This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna restart the game. We're gonna see what happens. What time is it? I don't know. Does anyone really truly know? I don't know. This is what I see every time I open the game. It's just all this text. I don't even know. What is this? Who are you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do. I very much do. Yep. Alright, goodbye. Alright, what's setting? Talk soon. Goodbye. Alright, begin game. I mean, I don't think anything new is gonna happen. I think that was a big old waste of time.
This is the story.
Yep. I know. I'm stuck. I need Gaming Chicken Studios to tell me what to do.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I'm
What
stuck.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I don't know what to do anymore. I'm completely stuck. I mean, there's gotta be a way to get some other
Stanley
endings.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered
But I
the
don't
door
know.
on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting
I
room,
know.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I'm very well aware.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Sure.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
See, I don't know where this would be. Both red and blue. I have no idea. I don't know. I think I might have to call it here, honestly. I'm completely stuck. Yeah, we're going to the menu. It's over. Well, I'm too stupid to figure out how to do anything else. If you know how to get the other endings, please let me know. I have no idea though. I'm kind of confused. We'll probably do the rest of the game if there is anything else. I don't know if there is. I don't really know what the end would be because the whole game is just endings, you know? So I don't know if this infinitely goes on until you just get bored or if there is like an actual end, you know? But hey, we'll have to see. If you have any suggestions on how to get through this, let me know, because I don't know, but that's the Stanley Parable Part 2. We got through most of everything, I think, but I'll do a Part 3 relatively soon. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe later this week, if I figure this game out, and yeah, we'll see. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna get going now. This was strange game, very strange. I enjoy it a lot, but now it's kind of at a point where I've kind of done everything with the bucket. Can't really think of any other endings. You know, I did everything on the right side, I did everything on the left side, at least I think, and I don't know, I've already done everything without the bucket, so it's like, what else is there to do? Because the bucket was my key to doing everything in this, so kind of an issue, but oh well. Anyways, I'm gonna get going now. I'll see you all tomorrow. And yeah, goodbye.